right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock, it is time for a special 1-hour version of Veterans News with your host, Hank Whittier. Hank, good morning, Hank.
There's a lot of people here today from the VA and other places, and a couple of special announcements. We have some fundraisers going on with some special projects. Dr. Knapp is here with his staff, and they're going to talk about a lot of things today, nutrition and a whole list of items they're going to talk about. But let's get it started, and unfortunately, like we have a lot of mornings on Thursday mornings, we do have casualties. So Gary, you got the casualty list?
I sure do, and starting as usual with the firefighters, we have Lieutenant Antonio Smith, who was age 46, died on October 7th. He was with the Memphis Fire Department in Memphis, Tennessee. He died within 24 hours of sustaining fatal injuries at a fire. And we have fire apparatus operator Larry J. Legio. He was age 39. He was with the Kansas City Fire Department in Kansas City, Missouri, and he also died as a result of a fire incident in the line of duty. And getting to the law enforcement folks, again, all these law enforcement folks, too, are killed in the line of duty. We have police officer Anthony Locia. He was with the Cherokee Indian Police Department, the tribal police. His end of watch was October 6th, and he died again as a result of injuries sustained while responding to a call. And he had served with the Indian Police Department for over 17 years. And the Department of Defense has issued a casualty report from the United States Air Force, and we have more than one. Okay, we have Major Phyllis J. Perkey. We have Master Sergeant Gregory T. Coos, all killed in the line of duty. Our thoughts, do we have any locals before?
I don't know. Do anybody have a local they want to mention? Okay, that's it.
Yeah, our thoughts and our prayers, as always, are with the families of these lost folks.
Okay, Larry, thank you. Thanks.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Good, thanks, Larry. Appreciate it. All right, listen, a couple of just brief announcements. Got some new players here working with us. Jason, you want to just tell them who you are?
Yeah, I'm Jason White. I'm just medically retired from the Marine Corps after 8+ years. Came back here to Ocala and wanted to get involved, trying to get a lot of veterans, my generation, get involved to help them out, and they need that. Yeah. So I linked up with Vets Helping Vets and the Broken Wing program, mentoring young youth here in our Marion County, and so it's been good, and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Good. Well, listen, get some of those other young vets to step out there with you. We really could use their help.
We need to.
Okay?
I'm gonna go do some talks at the college and get some young veterans, get the word out to them because they need to be involved.
Yeah, we had, people like Dr. Knapp and myself are getting tired. We're running out of steam a little bit. So
there's 500 veterans that actually are enrolled in the college. So
absolutely.
We go over there frequently. If you're over there and any of the veterans need mental health or or primary care, make sure they get enrolled in the clinic and everything. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. A lot of veterans, they come out and they if they fail to do all that and get the help they need, or even get involved with the VA clinic to help them get their services.
Yeah. Well, we're going to kind of count on you to kind of kick some butt out there and get
Absolutely.
them involved.
I'll be that
okay?
word for
All
sure.
right, appreciate it. Broken Wing is coming up. We got another fundraiser for that coming up very shortly, and also there's another charity event coming up this Saturday. So, Samson, you want to mention that?
Yeah, we've got some young kids, and I want to thank Jason for coming out and working with us with Broken Wing, because putting veterans with some of these kids is a step in the right direction. These kids literally, I think the doctor would know what we mean by a broken wing when they're struggling. And when I came to see Hank at the Veterans, this Broken Wing project took off. There are two events. Saturday is an event that's we're using all the Broken Wing kids to set up our ring, our boxing ring, and the kids are going to do a little exhibition of Olympic-style boxing, and they've already sold 12 tables and raised some money for a female police officer in Ocala whose 10-year-old little boy has been in a coma, and she's unable to work because she has to take care of him. And that's a wonderful event that's going to be Saturday at 6 o'clock at the Livestock Sales Arena. And then we're following 3 weeks later with the Broken Wing fundraiser to get more of our young vets involved with these kids, because we're rescuing them. We've already had a couple of them counseled, Hank. Mm-hmm. And one of them that we just had, my son, who was having problems, he's got A's and B's on his report card yesterday. He told me.
That's great.
I didn't want to. I told him I had a thing in my eye, because he said, "What's the matter with you, Dad?" I said, "Well, a bug flew in my eye," and it's all part of the Broken Wing. And he's probably never seen a Marine cry, but it's the Broken Wing. It's the veterans. I mean, he talked with you guys. And so on November 14th, if anyone can make it out, this is going to be not an exhibition. This is going to be Olympic-style fighters are coming in from Atlanta, Georgia, Columbus, Georgia, Miami, Orlando, Tampa, and these are all kids that are aspiring to make the Olympic team. So we're going to have a great event. And it's just $10 admission. And if any of you business people out there want to bring some of your employees that need a little reward for performance, the tables are $250 a piece, and you get a meal in your ringside. And I just want to let everyone know.
We'll keep on talking
along.
about it. I know it's an important part of the program, and you and Jason are real heavily involved. Let me mention, just congratulate two groups. One is the Healthcare Alliance. Dr. Knapp and I are a part of that, along with Gary. And what they're trying to do in Marion County is improve the overall health. And I really like what's going on, and kind of pat them on the back. It's ongoing, and I think it's going to continue. And I think we'll pay some significant dividends. So Ed Dean and all those folks who are involved with that, congratulations, and keep up the good work. And let me just mention the sheriff, Chris Blair, had a ceremony yesterday where he pinned all his volunteers. Those volunteers that volunteer at the sheriff's department and the service they came from, the Army, the Navy. He gave them a pin just recognizing that service as well as the service they're doing now. Had about 200 people out there, 250 people. It was outstanding. So great event. So I'll pat both of those groups on the back. We need to go ahead and tell who makes this all possible, Larry, before your break, if we could.
We got about 50 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, we couldn't do it without WOCA here and the wonderful folks at Bob Wine's Camellia Garden and Nursery. I just planted my camellia yesterday from the pot in this beautiful weather, so get over there and get yours. When it comes to landscaping, Bob Wines has what you need, anything from small plants to large trees, mulch, fertilizer, and much more. They will deliver if you can't pick it up, and if they plant a tree, they will guarantee it. Bob Wine's Camellia Garden and Nursery has been keeping things blooming in Ocala since 1952. They're located at 2610 Southeast 38th Street in beautiful Ocala. And don't forget to tell them you heard about them on WOCA. And if you get our veteran, you get a 10% discount. And thank you, wonderful Ford dealers of Ocala. And when we talk about the Ford dealers of Ocala, we're talking about the Ford dealers who serve Ocala, Gainesville, Leesburg, The Villages, and Bellevue. The main office is located at 2816 North Pine Avenue in Ocala, and you can get a new Ford car or a truck. You can get a used Ford car or a truck. You can get that hard-to-find part. You can get great service, and I just seen a sign out there today. They do service work on Saturdays, and they have good prices. And if you're not sure to buy, they will lease you, and they have financing specials. So please see your Ocala Ford dealer soon.
All right. We'll take a little break, and we'll be right back with more Veterans News. Remember, today is a full hour special, and your phone calls are invited. If you want to call and ask questions during the course of the show, the number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. We'll start with some fog this morning. Otherwise, it's going to be a nice day. Partly sunny with a high of 83 to 88. And a few clouds tonight, a low 58 to 72. Looks like nice weather tomorrow and Saturday. Sunshine mixed with afternoon clouds. High of 82 to 86 tomorrow. High 83 to 87 Saturday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Ocala, that fabulous truckload azalea sale continues at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Azaleas are the perfect color for every yard, and now Bob Wines offers quality azaleas at the history-making low price of just $1.99. Yes, a special selection of dwarf and semi-dwarf azaleas, number 1 size, regularly $5.99 or more, just $1.99. Or you can get 10 for $14.99 while supplies last at Bob Wine. That's $1.49 each. How's that? This week, check out Bob's fabulous BOGOs. We're talking Laura Petalum, Confederate Jasmine, double red knockout roses, buy one, get one at half price. And yes, that tree sale is still rolling on. Pick a tree, any tree as low as $49.95, and get a second tree for half price. New fall store hours too, daily till 4, Saturdays till 2. It's a super fall sale time now at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Homegrown, locally owned since 1952.
Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
Florida State comes off an impressive win over in-state rival Miami, and now they face Louisville. The 2-3 Cardinals come into Doak Campbell Stadium to face the Florida State Seminoles. It's a noon kickoff right here on WOCA, presented by Tri-Eagle Sales, your local Bud Light distributor in the Ocala area. Make sure you tune in for this ACC matchup as Florida State takes on Louisville this Saturday, 12 p.m. kickoff right here on WOCA, The Source.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, let's return to Veterans News. Remember, today's a special full-hour version. We'll go all the way to 10 o'clock. Your calls are invited. The number is 622-9622. Looks like Hank is not here. Sergeant Curley, you're in the captaincy. Good morning.
Good morning, Ocala Marion County. Once again, it is Sergeant Curley, your VFW representative. And I would like to remind everybody that the Brady Owens VFW Post 7193 will be having its annual dinner dance. This time it is November the 7th, which is on a Saturday. And it starts at 6:30 p.m. and it's going to be at the Elks Lodge. At the address is 702 Northeast 25th Avenue. We'd like to remind everybody also that you can take an ad in our journal, and today is the final day for that. For a black and white, a quarter page is $25, up to a whole page is $100. We have color ads as well, $45 for a quarter page, for a half page, $200 for a full page. You can either purchase a ticket to the dinner dance. It's $40, and I hear from our chef down there that we're having prime rib. So make sure you get a ticket for that. We sincerely thank you for your help in the past, and we'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your help as you continue with your support. For more information, you can call Ron Reese. His phone number is 352-281-2685, or you can call Benny Harris. His number is 352-629-9347. Remember, this is the annual dinner dance, and all proceeds go directly to our building of the Community Center / VFW Post Home. Thank you for your time, and most of all, thank you for your money.
Now keep that food nutritious, and without further ado, I'm going to introduce Dr. Knapp, and you can introduce your staff, and we'll get on with this program.
Well, thank you very much. We have a special program this morning. We have a program on health, including exercise, diet, and smoking. I'm going to tell you why that's important in a minute. But we have Sylvia Finch, our dietitian, who's been with us for many years. Dr. Helen Pan, psychologist, who's been on the radio a number of times. And our pharmacist, Dr. Charla Gary, who has been on the radio multiple times this year already. But let me introduce why we're doing this show, Sergeant. Hank was here and he talked about the formation of the Marion County Health Alliance, which has been up and running in the last few months. And what that alliance wants to do is improve the health of all our citizens in Marion County. And it was very eye-opening to me when I was at a meeting with Hank a month ago that in my simple way of looking at health, I thought if we just had more doctors and more hospitals and put a doctor on every corner, maybe we'd all live longer and quit smoking and be less obese and more physically active. And the Health Alliance hired consultants, and what they found was that you can hire all the doctors in the world, but 90% of the health of a community really boils down to three things. One is cigarette smoking, number two is obesity, and number three is physical activity. And in the last 3 years we've been on the radio, our goal has been really to empower our veterans and everyone listening to really take better care of their health. We've had programs on vaccinations, on diabetes, checking your blood sugars, blood pressure, taking your blood pressure. Sylvia's been on the program multiple times talking about diet. So we've really tried to get away from the concept that doctors are going to tell you what to do, but to get you to take really good control of your health. And the group came up driving over here with the concept, and we're going to ask a question, and then we'll go into our specialist. When you're listening to this morning, think about what is the one thing that's really important for you as far as your health. You can't tackle 100 things or 4 things, but what one thing may be useful? It could be activity, it could be watching your diet, it could be cutting down on your smoking, it could be actually taking your medications, it could be checking your blood sugar every day. So think about that. So let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and we'll ask our specialist some questions here. Sylvia, you've been on the radio numerous times talking about diets, and you've been at the Ritz Hotel all over the community. Yes. In the last few years, we've had a lot of fad diets like the Atkins. What are some of the diets now that are considered most effective?
Most effective for weight management or weight reduction would be, one of them is the DASH diet, which was a scientifically studied diet, which is, DASH is an acronym, which stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. So it is, main thing important about the DASH is it is low in salt or sodium, but it's also heart healthy. So it's a combination diet, meaning it's pretty much all around healthy. That one is a great diet or meal plan. The other one is the traditional diabetic diet, which has evolved somewhat over the years. It too is a very well balanced, nutritionally adequate, all around healthy diet. And then, of course, there's calorie counting, which works as long as it too is nutritionally balanced, which also leads me into thinking about not just calories, of course, but also looking out for sugar, especially processed sugar. So something that does decrease your carb intake, if it is excessive, can really help with weight management, but we don't recommend the Atkins level of carb restriction, but just decreasing your carb intake.
I'm curious, when you have dietary counseling, what % of the time do the veterans bring their spouse, girlfriend, wives, etc.?
It happens, yes,
okay.
They do. Actually, yesterday I had several that do bring in their others. because it does help. It's a household event.
One of the things we're really lucky at is that in the private world where I came from, there's just no dietitians that are easy to get access to. So when I was trying to refer patients to dietitians, I was really having a hard time. But the VA, if you're a veteran, you come to the clinic, Sylvia's there every day, and she will see you. She'll see you and your wife, talk about diet and everything else, and your family, as your spouse, is welcome to come. The other neat thing we've done this year, in the past few years, we have not had an on-site smoking program. And Dr. Pan just started a smoking cessation program. You tell us a little bit about that, Dr. Pan?
Yeah, well, I am glad to be here to tell you about the smoking cessation programs that the VA offers, and in particular, what the Ocala VA clinic offers. Before I go into that, I do want to tell a little bit about why we're interested in this. Dr. Knapp referred to that, and I think it's worthwhile repeating so that so we all have an understanding about why all of a sudden such special emphasis on smoking cessation. Well, Halloween is coming up, so I wanted to share a fact with you that's kind of scary. And that is, tobacco use is a primary reason, a leading cause of illnesses and death in the United States. And if we focus on the scary facts of death, almost 500,000 people die every year due to smoking-related issues. So if that's not scary enough, I don't know what else is. And something that is positive is that a lot of these smoking-related illnesses and death are actually preventable. And hence, we're saying, why do we want to wait until the person's on his or her deathbed and try to revive the person? Why don't we do something to prevent the problem in the first place? And therefore, the VA has actually been actively shifting the focus on preventing smoking-related issues by helping people quit using tobacco product. We're focusing on smoking cessation right now because that's the most common form of tobacco use, but dipping and chewing also causes of health problems and death. Okay, so just as an overview, the VA provides multiple ways to help a veteran quit smoking, including the use of medication and also counseling. Medications are targeting withdrawal symptoms that makes it hard for people to quit, and also help people cut down on craving, because it is just so hard when you are gonna die if you don't have your next smoke.
Not necessarily die, just to add that the body requires you a cigarette after you finish eating or after you drink something.
Yeah,
I understand that because I stopped smoking in 1990.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's perfectly, the sergeant made a perfect point. The body requires you to have one, right? I mean, despite that. Well, this is where the counseling comes in, because the body does not require us to have one, but it feels like the body, requires us to have one. So the counseling sessions focus on behavioral changes and changes in ways of thinking. For example, making a distinction between I am going to die if I don't get my next smoke versus I feel like I'm going to die
if I don't get this
and
smoke.
I can deal with that. So so we offer both. So if you're interested, you can just request medication to help you, or counseling, or both. So the clinic offers a combination of all three. Okay, so if you are
yes, sir. I'm sorry. We have like 1 minute, and we do have a call. We can take the call after the.
Okay, let's take the call after. Go ahead and finish out.
Okay.
Then we'll do a commercial. Then we'll get the call.
Okay. So if you're interested in quitting smoking and get some help from the VA staff, just call the clinic, and you can talk to your primary care doc or the nurse and say, "Hey, I'm ready to learn something and do something," and then your provider will arrange for you to meet with staff who can help you.
Okay, we've got
and
10 seconds.
for those of you who don't have the clinic's number, you can call 369-3320. And okay.
We'll be right back. Sorry.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Flyers once again stuck in long lines at airports across the country last night. This jam
thanks to computer problems from the no-fly list terror screening system and customs processing systems. That's the program that checks passengers against the federal terror watch list. The system was down for an hour and a half, causing tension at airports nationwide. Customs and Border Patrol officials were able to process international travelers using alternative procedures until the problem was fixed.
Fox Radio's Tanya J. Powers. The president expected to announce that thousands of our troops will remain in Afghanistan longer than originally planned.
The new timeline will reportedly maintain the current force of 9,800 troops through most of next year, then draw down to 5,500 in 2017, at a pace still to be determined by commanders.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. And no increase in Social Security benefits next year, only the third time in 40 years that's happened. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean, without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack, when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price? And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 9911 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 9911.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Who doesn't love heading out on the boat with a family, hitting the ATV trails with friends, or blazing new stretches of highway with riding buddies? Your toys are your ticket to outdoor fun. At the McDonald Allstate Agency, we get to know you and help make sure you have all the right coverages. Plus, when you bundle your coverage for your car and your home with your boat, motorcycle, RV, or more, you can save up to 30%. So call the McDonald Allstate Agency today at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations at Calla Hills or the Jasmine Square Plaza.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Let's return to Veterans News. And Dr. Mark Knapp is in the studio answering questions. We do have a phone call, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. Everybody, you'll have to put your headset on to be able to hear the caller. I'll just wait for everybody. And make sure you can hear me. If you can hear me, then you'll hear the caller. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good morning. Thank you for waiting so long. You're on the air now with Dr. Knapp.
Good morning.
Thank you. I have a question. If I'm prescribed nicotine patches and I want to smoke, is it safe? What should I do?
Okay. Good morning. I was going to talk about the different nicotine replacement therapies, but it is not exactly safe to smoke while you're on the nicotine patches. And we don't recommend it, but if you do need to, or if you do want to smoke while you have the patch on, we recommend that you take the patch off if if you must smoke. So, but there, other alternatives as well.
Yeah, sometimes when you have nicotine patches, we send 2 months of patches, and if, after 2 weeks you feel that it's just not the right time, we just advise you stop the patches, stick them in a drawer, wait to a better time, maybe when you're more ready to quit smoking. But that's an important question. I think if you smoke with the patches, it's possible you could have a heart attack or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, definitely cardiovascular risk.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's go ahead. I've got some real, since we have you here, I have some really interesting things that I've wondered about for the last few months. What about weight loss? Can you give us an update? Is there any medications available? My patients ask me that all the time.
Yes, there are several weight loss medications on the market right now. I think there's about 9 or 10 different medications that are out. There's one that the VA has. It's called Xenical or Orlistat, which is probably, it's the same. You've probably seen it over the counter. It's called Ally, ALLI. But there's other brands. There's Phentermine. It's called Suprenza. There's Qsymia, Contrave, and I think the latest one is called Bivic. I think that's the name of it. Belvic is the name of it. So that's the newest one on the market. There have been shown to be pretty safe, but I think it kind of depends on the patient specifics whether it's very effective or not. Most of these medications usually have a limit that you lose between 3 and 6% of your body weight between 12 and 16 weeks. So if you haven't, lost that amount of weight within that time frame, then it's recommended that you stop the medication.
So we have one drug, or Orlistat.
Yes, that's the only one that the VA offers. But there's pretty strict criteria with that medication. You do have to be enrolled in you do have to be followed, and it's recommended that you are enrolled in the MOVE program, which Sylvia will probably talk more about.
Talk about that after a question. Very good.
That, and also depends on your BMI, so we'll talk about that later as well.
Yes, sir, you have a phone call. If you'll put your headsets on, we'll take that call. Good morning. Thank you for waiting. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning. I do have a question. What types of weight loss surgeries are there? And do they really work and help people lose the weight they needed to?
That's a good question. Thank you, caller. And this is the dietitian, Sylvia. Yes, there are different types of bariatric surgeries. At the VA, though, at the Gainesville VA, we don't actually do bariatric surgery at the Gainesville VA, but it is an option still to provide the bariatric surgery through what we call fee basis, meaning the VA will pay for if the veteran follows the eligibility requirements. What the Gainesville VA requires, there's actually a list, and if the veteran is interested, he or she can call and inquire. But what they typically do through the VA is the either, I believe, the sleeve or the lap band, and both are very effective at weight reduction, and both have been shown to be safe. They do have to be followed, though.
Okay, very good. Thank you for your question.
I would like to add a word. And the medications and also the surgery, medical interventions are wonderful tools for helping people make lifestyle to become healthy. However, as I have mentioned in the case of smoking cessation, we really regard things like losing weight or stop smoking as part of lifestyle change. We eat more than we need, or we smoke because we get something out of it. Unless we can address what it is we get out of that and find a healthy way to get that, we're not going to be able to quit successfully. So this is a plug for psychological interventions, and then so it is a key component. Surgery and medication alone usually only help a small fraction of people, and for the rest of us, we really do need to kind of do some brainwashing of some sort to help us keep our long-term success possible.
Yeah, that's a good point, Helen. I was going to ask Sylvia about our MOVE program to qualify for bariatric surgery. There is an age limit. And also, you need to be successfully in the MOVE program, which is an interventional program that we actually have in all the clinics, including Ocala. And Sylvia, can you tell us about the MOVE program?
Sure. The MOVE program is a weight management program that has been running for several years now, at least 10. It's VA nationwide weight management program. So yes, the MOVE program is available at every VA facility. And the one that I have running at the Ocala VA, it's a group classes that I like to get veterans enrolled in, and it is a series of 6 weeks that they are brought in for education, discussion, and support for weight management. And usually those that do participate in the group have a good time too. So
it's a 6-week, how many times a week?
It's once a week for 6 weeks,
okay.
Monday mornings.
Great, and I think there's a goal of how much weight a veteran would need to lose to qualify for
bariatric.
Yeah.
Yes, 10% of their starting weight,
okay,
if they do want to become eligible, and the age is 65 or younger. Right.
Very good. So, if anyone is interested in bariatric surgery, as Helen was mentioning, as far as need to be really involved, need to be in an exercise program, come to the MOVE program, get dietary intervention, and lose some weight, get in better shape for surgery.
Right.
Very good. It's hard to do, isn't it?
Yes, it does
very,
take
very
a
hard to do.
commitment and focus.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay, well, Dr. Pan, let me ask you, I'm having a heck of a time getting my veterans to enroll in the smoking cessation program. And everyone who smokes, I talk to them about it, and everybody tells me they've tried everything. They've been through the program, yada, yada, yada. They've tried nicotine patches, and they've kind of given up. Do you have any thoughts on that, or anything that I can do in my practice to encourage people to enroll?
Well, I think what you referred to earlier is really the answer, and that is the important thing is to be able to engage the veteran, and also so that you can improve their motivation to want to make change. We can only lead the horse to water. We cannot make the horse drink. So that if there's a way to help the veteran understand why they want to quit, that is the opening that I think a primary care doc can create. And so one of the questions is to ask about the benefits of smoking, because obviously they're getting something out of it, and also the harms that they can see from smoking. And what is also important is to figure out what the benefits are that they can see if they do quit, and also what the harms are. Once we can go through this, then the veteran can identify reason why they want to quit, whether it's for their health, whether they want to see their grandchildren grow up, or whether because they want to save enough bucks to go on a cruise, or because they wanted to just have the ability to enjoy life. Without that information, you cannot push them to drink water. And so I think that is the key. A lot of veterans would like a magic bullet. For example, can you just put a CD on? When I just put a CD on when I go to sleep, and then when I wake up, I can just want to quit. Well, there are no magic bullet. But I do know that a lot of veterans ask about hypnosis, or they ask about acupuncture. Some patients do find that helpful. And so that if that's your cup of tea and you want to try it, I would encourage you to try that. However, as far as I know, the VA does not provide those services and do not pay for those services. So that you may want to check out other ways to cover these services if you want to give them a try.
I'd like to add on top of that, Dr. Knapp, that, we talk about veterans here and the urge to quit or the urge to get healthy. I think we need to go back to, these are people who made the lifestyle change when they first went in the military. They had that motivation, and I think they need to get back to that motivation and get involved. Veterans are not by themselves. Veterans are together. We're a team, and getting involved and having a support network is, I think, really going to help them. And I think pushing that support network for those veterans and let them know that we are here and we're always going to be here. That's going to help a lot in motivating them to get healthy or quit smoking. To have those people there, and they need to know that we are here.
We have to take a little break, and we have another 15 minutes left in the show, and we do have a phone call on hold as well, Doctor. So we'll take another break, and we will be right back. This is WOC. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. We'll start with some fog this morning. Otherwise, it's going to be a nice day. Partly sunny with a high of 83 to 88. And a few clouds tonight, a low 58 to 72. Looks like nice weather tomorrow and Saturday. Sunshine mixed with afternoon clouds. High of 82 to 86 tomorrow. High 83 to 87 Saturday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Attention homeowners, if your sinkhole case was denied during the past 5 years or repaired, but there was little or no money left to finish fixing your property, you may qualify to receive up to $15,000 through a sinkhole repair management program in your area. This government program is offered to owners who feel that their sinkhole claim was unfairly denied or repaired, but there was little or no money left to finish fixing their property right. For a free inspection and consultation, call Sinkhole Savvy today at 813-403-7809. 813-403-7809. That's 813-403-7809. Sinkhole Savvy.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
When it comes to our health and well-being, there's new research showing that vacations are better for us when they include active adventures. In recent studies, students who chewed peppermint gum while taking a test felt more alert, got higher scores than those who didn't chew that gum. Number 3 sign of a midlife crisis, constant reminiscing about your 20s.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
12 minutes before 10 o'clock, let's return to Veterans News. Dr. Mark Knapp is in the studio answering questions with his panel of experts. And, Doctor, we do have a phone call waiting to ask a question. If we can get the headphones on, then the caller will be heard by everybody. Good morning. Thank you for calling in for waiting. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning. How much weight would I need to lose to improve my diabetes and high blood pressure? Is there a certain weight amount that I need to lose?
Okay, well, thank you very much. We're going to ask our dietitian, Sylvia.
Hello, yes. It doesn't take much weight is the good news. They say for blood pressure, to see a significant improvement in your blood pressure, sometimes just losing 10 pounds, and we'll see the blood pressure come down. And that's actually very close for the blood sugars coming down to with weight loss, somewhere around 10 pounds. So it doesn't take a lot to see improvements in your health. That's the good news too. So, but sometimes it does take some extra help as far as like getting started. So I'm here. I'm the dietitian. If you need help, I'm available.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I was very impressed with Dr. Pan's answer. I see patients all day that smoke, and I'm at a loss for some of them, and I think some of the questions she asked me to ask are really important, because there's a lot of data that say that if the doctor actually will spend a couple of minutes with the veteran or any patient that comes in and actually start the conversation on cigarette smoking and cessation, that actually is associated with an increased incidence of individuals quitting smoking. So it really starts in the office, and Dr. Pan, when I leave here, I'm going to do a better job.
Well, Dr. Knapp, I know that primary care doctors are super busy. And so you know that VA has a way to support the primary care docs so that these questions can be asked and kind of help the veteran rethink their priorities in life. And so there are actually mental health staff located right in primary care, and we don't have that program right now because of staffing issues, but I believe it's to resume next month, so that do remind your staff that if they really run out of time and the veteran's interested, just send them on over to the psychologist in primary care, and then we can assist with that.
That's great. Well, terrific. I do want to move on here. Jason had mentioned group therapies, and the VA leads the country in group therapies. And as he mentioned, veterans respond better when they're in a group with other veterans. Diabetes control, hypertension, cigarette smoking, pain control. Dr. Pan this year will set up some more group therapies, and one in my experience, which is very effective, is anger management. Group therapies. We had one in another county, and it was very effective.
Yeah, they have a chance to bounce off each other and get their advice from their brothers, from their fellow veterans.
So you're not having a doctor lecture to you in the office, but you're actually getting feedback from other veterans that are in the same boat and having the same issues.
Absolutely.
Doc, has Judge McCune with the Veterans Intervention Program for the court know that some of the times that veterans are in front of that judge, it's due to an issue that or an occurrence that resulted from anger mismanagement? Does he know that you guys are available? This great resource of this group here?
Judge McCune has me on speed dial.
Well, I guess he knows.
And
that.
I probably see Judge McCune 2 to 3 times a week, mostly at the gym.
That's great.
Our service, Judge McCune calls us, and we provide instantaneous service. And he's a leader in the country in realizing that if a veteran's in jail because they need therapy for PTSD, they don't need to be in jail. They need to get the help they need at the clinic. And he spearheaded this program in the last 3 years, and it's been terrific for the veterans in the county. So for sure, he does.
Well, this group here, the appalling statistics of suicide and things, I think if this group here, if veterans knew you guys, I want to start getting a megaphone and going downtown and saying, we've got help.
Well, Dr. Pan has, you know how hard it is to get mental health care in this country? It's impossible because there's such a shortage of mental health providers. But Dr. Pan had just mentioned that she and her colleagues have a program. It's called Primary Care Mental Health Integration. And when that's set up, and we had it set up until we just lost a couple of people, but now we're hired more people back, about half our mental health consults were done in the same day. If you can imagine in this country seeing a mental health provider in the same day, it's really incredible. So what the VA has offered our veterans locally from this discussion today is really impressive. I'm impressed with it.
Well, I think Bernie Sanders would be impressed too because he's screaming for some mental health intervention. And
Sure.
what is there an acronym for that program?
It's called PCMHI, PC Mental Health Integration.
And we're right in the Cascades.
Right in the Cascades. We have a huge mental health group, and they're moving into a new facility in the next couple of weeks, expanding, doubling their space.
So if guys are suffering from anxiety and from anger problems, you're right here.
We want them. We are enrolling 160 new veterans per month, new to the community. And if you're out there and you're not enrolled and you're a veteran and you need mental health care or primary care, and especially if you're a woman, we have a big women's program. You need to see Sylvia to get on, a good diet, get into the MOVE program. Dr. Gary runs an anticoagulation program, sees veterans with their wives for medication adjustment. You call the Cascades or just drive over and we'll enroll you. If you're a young veteran, the 500 young veterans over there at the college, and we were over there, Jason, we were over there. Some of the veterans are trying to figure out how to pay for their medicines. You're within 5 years of Iraq and Afghanistan. Your medicines are free. You should not be paying for anything. You get over to the Cascades, get enrolled, and we'll get you your medicines and get you taken care of.
That's the way to be.
Okay.
Dr. Knapp, could I make a comment on
Yes,
Sylvia's
sir.
class?
Yes, sir.
I've been to about 4 of them, and I thank you. I was diagnosed with diabetes about 9 years ago, and I'm insulin dependent, and I also take pills. And for about the last 3 years, when I've gotten my 6-month physical, my A1C things, the doctor says, are more like people that don't have diabetes. I've got no problems with my feet, and no nerve damage in my limbs, and my eyes have not been damaged. So I think your therapy over there works.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing great too. That's great news.
Well, Gary, let me ask you, have you been to her cooking classes? Did she teach how to cook?
No, I didn't make the cooking classes, but them carbs, and I learned about Splenda over there, and getting rid of the salt. My blood pressure was last time over to clinic was 117 over 79 or something. That's
great.
And I'm 64 years old, so
that is
that's pretty good.
If
there.
you're ever
Thank you
interested in
again.
a cooking class, twice a month on Tuesday mornings, every second and fourth Tuesday mornings from 9 to noon. Anybody who wants to learn how to cook with less fat, sugar, salt, that's what I aim for.
So Samson, Sylvia even has cooking classes over there, and will teach you how to cook. You live alone, she'll teach you how to cook. If your wife is, a lot of my veterans tell me their wives cook fatty foods. And the wife can come with you, and she'll teach you how to cook a low-fat diet.
Right.
Are you taking a shot at my belly? I've lost 20 pounds. But my blood pressure was 160 over 100. My daughter took it. She's in nursing class, so
good.
I think I better get over to the cooking class.
Well, we're talking about diet and exercise, and knows who left and just appeared at this table. Hey,
he left.
Got 2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay. Let me, Sylvia, we haven't talked about exercise.
Okay.
Can you just give us a spiel on what you think is important for our veterans exercise? How many times per day and how many minutes per day is recommended?
So per the American Healthy Council for Exercise, the recommendation, the minimum per day is 30 minutes per day. That's for your heart health and for your blood pressure, also helps with many other things. Now, if you want to use exercise as a way to control your weight, they recommend 60 minutes daily, if possible, and to help with weight management. Also, cardio, 60 minutes a day.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Cece here, Cece's been doing that, and it's paid a lot of dividends. She's lost a lot of weight.
Our lead nurse has lost a lot of weight. She is doing great.
Yeah, she told me she did it primarily with exercise, yeah.
And we recommend, a lot of veterans are as old as Hank, and we recommend that.
No one's as old as I am.
We recommend walking. So I have veterans that want to start running and going to the gym and really pounding weights. We recommend biking or outdoor walking, low impact, and things like that. So we're not suggesting anybody go to the gym and spend a lot of money. This is
My wife's idea is to go to the mall and shop.
Hey,
You're still walking. It's walking.
That's
Keep the heart rate up.
That's a good point.
Well, it keeps my heart
30
rate up, I can tell you that.
Just about
First,
done.
don't give her the credit card, right?
Well, very good. So we want to thank everyone here, and I'll summarize today. The ball's in your court, so we can lead you, and we have all kinds of aids, and we have group therapies. But we really want to empower everyone to really take care of their health.
Very good. Okay, well, listen, Larry, I guess we're just about out of time, so I just want to tell you, thank you for listening and tuning in, and thank you for your service. And as I tell you every week, God bless America, folks.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Social Security benefit checks not getting bigger next year.
By law, the annual cost of living adjustment, or COLA, is based on several months' reports on the Consumer Price Index.